Hey, what's going on, Facebook? Good morning to you. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Daily Dose. Get your daily dose of coffee, get your daily dose of encouragement. We survived another week. Awesome. So grab your coffee, come on, join me. I know you're just maybe waking up. If you catch us on the replay, that's cool too. If you sleep in a little longer, I actually slept in today. I actually slept in until about 6:10, which is actually sleeping in. Believe it or not. It was just, we got in a little bit late. We were out visiting some friends yesterday, and we never were on the road. It was very eerie. I can say I haven't been on the road in a while, and I say visiting from a distance, but we went for a drive yesterday, kind of inland in Florida a little bit. Some really, really close friends of ours who live out in Melrose. And actually, I'm going to share another video on them, actually specific. They have a farm stand, and it's awesome. They actually have a ministry in Costa Rica, Dave and Pam Knapp. I'm giving a little props to them. Awesome. One of my closest friends and families. Amazing people. If you know who I'm talking about, then you know just how amazing they are. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you right now about gratitude. We're going to actually talk, and just grab your coffee. You might be wondering, like, what the heck is all this stuff on this coffee? If you haven't heard before, I'm pretty strong in my faith. Some of these stickers, just to share with you what they are. First off, hey, Stacy, good morning. These are stickers from sermon series and student ministry. I got called to be in student ministry as far as on a serve level in our church. Actually, about 5 years ago, I started. It was at the church we were at prior, and got involved with that. Of course, my kids being teenagers is helpful to be involved as well, and just to be present. And just God was calling me. And anyway, these are some of the sermons. Pretty cool. We got Spirit Come. That was a great series, and you are standing on holy ground, right? Did you know that right now, whether you have faith or not, right now where you're standing or maybe sitting or maybe you're chilling on the couch, you're on holy ground. That's pretty amazing. I am created on purpose for a purpose. Have you heard me say that before? Let's Talk. That was a good one. Let's see. What was it? Come Alive. That was really good. Better Together. That was a really good series. Anyway, there's some battle stories from here and some great services in there. Good morning to you. I'll give you a little wave when you're coming on. I appreciate you. Happy day to you. Let me know you're here. I see some people watching. This is the Daily Dose. Again, I'm just going to give a moment or two before people come on. I realize start talking, and then you come on and you're like, what were you talking about? What's this gratitude? I have to go back and watch it. So to save you the trouble, I'll just ad-lib for a moment or two, right? It's like the opening credits before any kind of like show on TV or whatever. But this is the Daily Dose. So I'm just going to welcome you. Get your coffee, grab a sip. Yes, this is a Yeti size coffee. It's not like the big giant ones, but I don't know what size this is. I fill it up. Sometimes I drink maybe like half, but I like it in the Yeti because I don't like drinking coffee when it's like lukewarm. That doesn't do anything for me. So let me take a sip of coffee, and I want to share with you today. We're going to talk about gratitude. Actually, I think I'm going to, moving forward, last Saturday, I actually really enjoyed ending the week and doing kind of like a weekend review of what we kind of talked about, but making it around gratitude. So I'm thinking gratitude Saturday gratitude. I don't know if you like that. Let me know. I want to know right now, while I'm going to share some things and just a quick review of what we went through this week, is to ask you what you're feeling grateful for. I'm sure you have at least one thing, and if you do, I want you to know, I want to know, and I want you to share with others to own it. What are you grateful for? It can be something very small. It can be something enormous. Maybe you had a breakthrough this week with your life, with your relationships, maybe with your health, and I would love to know what you're grateful for. So when you get on here and you watch, I'd love to know. Good morning, Melody. Appreciate you. Good morning, Allison. Thank you for coming on here. I would love to know just one thing you were grateful for. I mean, it could be as simple as I'm grateful that God woke me up this morning, right? Whatever it is, I would love to hear while I'm sharing this. I would love to hear what you are grateful for. So when you come on here, but what I wanted to first get into, and I think that's enough time. I appreciate who's coming on. Hey, Vinny, welcome coming on here. So let me know, Vinny, what you're grateful for. Allison, what you're grateful for. Eileen, you're coming on here. I'd love to know what you're grateful for. I'm going to try to keep up with those. I want to be as interactive as I can because you're taking the time out of your morning on Saturdays to listen to me. And just so you know, that is so encouraging to me to know that people are listening. So I'm very, very grateful. That's actually one of my gratitudes. But I want to just kind of go through just a real quick week in review. So this week we went through a Monday. I'm going to go like Monday through Friday, right? And I like Saturdays like a good weekend review. Uh-oh, the Popo's driving by. Hopefully I didn't do anything wrong. 5-0, whatever you want to call it. So Monday we talked about what you say matters, right? The words that come out of your mouth. They can be encouraging or they can be discouraging. They can really come from what's in the heart. And if your heart is hurting, sometimes what comes out of your mouth can be hurting. That was Monday. That was episode number 29. So if you want to go back, I numbered these. So it's basically go, if you scroll through my feed, or you can click on videos and see in episode number 20 is what you say matters. Tuesday, we talked about how do you charge your battery. Yeah, I think that's really important. Like how you charge your battery, what charges you up for the day. That was episode 30 on Tuesday. Wednesday, we talked about if you're feeling stuck, and we talked about getting through being stuck and what that feels like, and that being on a Wednesday, right? Getting over the hump. On Thursday, stepping on the gas pedal, right? We discussed talking about, okay, now once you're stuck and you're getting out of it, we talked about getting stuck on that fence, if you recall. And when you get off of that fence, you remember my story of my close friend in childhood, is then now, once you get stuck and you have a little clarity, you got to step on the gas pedal. It's time to move forward. And what that looks like, that was Thursday. And then Friday, we talked about what are you worried about, and you know, understanding worry. And I don't know if you watch it, you need to go back because it was so cool. I was sitting in the backyard and we have bird feeders. We've been actually getting some bird feeders. Actually, yes, my friends and parents. Yes, Melody, that's a great one. And if you're coming on here, I want to know what you're grateful for. Please just post it. Don't be afraid to. This is, everybody's welcome here. Any little bit of gratitude, whatever you're grateful for, I want to hear that below. I was really grateful for yesterday when that cardinal came flying. I was sitting and I had the phone, so behind me was a little bird feeder, and I was talking about the birds that they don't worry about what they eat. You know, God provides for them, and He finds us more valuable. And it was really cool at the end of it that He showed the bird came like perfect timing. So go back and watch it. That was episode 33, and we're in episode number 34 right now. So I want to just share with you while you're sharing with me, and I'm going to remind you again, if you're coming on live, and here's the thing, gratitude, there's an attitude of gratitude, and I'll tell you what, when people see other gratitude, I used to do it all the time, and I do it with my coaching clients. I've done it in the past, different groups, Facebook groups that I've had and been involved with, and just sharing gratitude, there's something about it that just makes this positive energy. Whether you look at somebody who's grateful for something, and it reminds you, you know what, yeah, you know what, I need to be grateful for that. I need to be grateful that I have a roof over my head. I need to be grateful that I have food on the table, even if it's maybe not the same as or not being able to go out and get all the things I like to get. The reality is, for the majority of you, if you're watching, you have a phone in your hand or you have internet and you can pay for that and you have the ability to watch, there's probably something that you should be grateful for. And maybe it's just being able to communicate, and even if it's not face-to-face. So anyway, top 10 real quick. Faith in God, first and foremost. It's my affirmation of the day. It's the first thing that I say is just, I'm grateful that God's going to lead my path. And that He's carrying me through. He has this unconditional love for me. He has unconditional love for you. And even if you're not too sure what that looks like, even if maybe you're in a place like, why, God? Why is this happening to me? Why? You know, why are all these things that seem like they're just terrible things that are going on in my life, and relationships and work and family life and all that stuff? And trust me, I've been through a lot of them. I could say probably, you know, I'm not comparing to others, just for me in my own life, I've walked through some dark times, and I can say is that having God on my side, watching over me, giving me that unconditional love is the only way I've been able to get through. There's no doubt in my mind. So that's number one. Number two, of course, my wife and kids. You know, I'm very grateful for my wife and kids. I'm giving you some suggestions here. Again, if you have a wife, and my wife and I this month, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Actually, that's going to come up soon. Oh no, I added that in. Yeah, birthday, Mother's Day, our anniversary, all this month. It is going to be a killer month. Also, like a challenge that I mentioned yesterday, I'm doing something I've never done before, 21-day challenge on the side. I'm not going to talk about that too much. That'll be later, but it is going to be so awesome. And I hope if you're stuck right now and you need some help, this could be like the thing. So anyway, my friend, of course, my kids and my wife and my family, they're all healthy. I got a little bit of allergies. Don't worry, I'm not sick. So if you hear my nose a little stuffy, excuse me. My friends, of course, face-to-face friends, and you. I mean, here's a really cool thing. Good morning. Kelly is my friends. I'm really grateful for, yes, my faith. Yes, absolutely. So grateful for that. It's such a strong anchor in my life right now. And if it can be any encouragement to you, if you are not sure about that or you're kind of just dabbling in it, I can tell you that it'll be one of the most powerful anchors to keep you grounded, to keep you focused. And it's something that has truly been life-changing for me. In that. So let's go on the next one. The month away, I did mention it's my wife's birthday and it's our anniversary, and we have so many great things in May, and that was already talked about that. Now, next, number 5, my health, having good health. I mean, that's something that I'm, going into this coronavirus thing, coming out of it, I'm grateful for good health. I will tell you, this is a fact, that since I've moved here, I can't honestly remember when I have allergies when I moved here, all the oak trees and all the pollen, all that stuff, and I forgot to take my little pill in the night that I take for the allergies, so that's why I'm a little stuffy. So I apologize for the little nose nasally thing, but I have not had, I've been here almost 20 years, 18, 19 years, and I never had the flu. I've never had a flu shot. I've never had the flu. I've never had a cold, never had a fever. I've never had I can't even remember. I have some injuries, like we were talking, our family doesn't get sick, but we get injuries. So that's something, we get injuries, and those are always hard. Those are costly too. We've had many visits to the ER from injuries, but that's more like activity stuff. So anyway, good waves. Hey, here's the thing. Your gratitude doesn't have to be like earth changing and world moving and any of those types of things. I'm grateful for good waves. I loved being able to get out and surf. It felt so good to be in the salt water, and it felt good that the water is warming up. Leadership and mentors, coaches, incredible worship music. I don't know if you follow any worship music at all, but if you do, Elevation Church just put out one. I think it's called something in the garden, Graves in the Gardens, and it's the new album that just came out, and it is phenomenal. It's so good, so good. And here's an interesting one. This is a gratitude. Maybe you never thought about this. And if you're coming on here, if you come on here live, if you're coming on after in a replay, I would love for just put in the comments. Don't be afraid. It's okay. What you're grateful for. So I'm going to say one of the things I'm grateful for, this might be a different one. I'm grateful for responsibility. I think it's a challenge, but it also, you have to act on responsibility, and you can be irresponsible, which actually is a choice, or you can actually choose to be responsible. Now, I know I'm responsible as a father, as a husband. I'm responsible for things in my family life, to provide for my family, to look after them, to look after them, to provide discipline for my children, to help guide them in the ways that they're to grow up as adults. I'm not raising, we talk about raising kids, we talk about I wish I had a tissue. I talk about raising children. We're not raising children. We're raising adults, right? Because sooner or later, my kids 16 and 14, going to be soon 17 and 15, they're becoming young adults. And in that requires some responsibility. And I even think now, responsibility to myself, responsibility for my mindset going through this, instead of letting anxiety and worry and fear and frustration and all those things fester in me and get a hold of me, like pull on the anchor. I'm grateful to have the anchor in faith, and I can just push some of those other things. Again, I know that's not the case for everyone. And if you have all those things, definitely make sure you're taking care of those. But really the responsibility, because here's the thing, I know have the ability to have a significant impact. I consider myself a leader. I know that each and every one of you have leadership values in you. It's whether you're pulling them out. And sometimes that requires a responsibility. We talked about faith without action, and having faith and actually having an understanding of where you're grounded in, and being able to actually share that with not being like overly in your face or like, judgmental and that sort of thing. Hey, Cassidy, good morning to you. So I want to leave you with this. So I want to know if you're coming on here. Hey, you're coming on. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on here. Thank you. Is I would like to know right now, and I'm not going away right now. Because I got 2 verses I want to share with you that'll be really, really helpful and encouraging in this attitude of gratitude. We're going to make Saturdays gratitude Saturdays. I just kind of love that. I think that's going to be awesome. So I want to know what you're grateful for. I want to know if you're grateful for the sunrise, grateful for the birds, grateful for your family, grateful for your children, grateful for, maybe knowing that you're healthy right now, grateful for maybe you not being so healthy, but you're going to take another step, one step forward towards making yourself healthier. Maybe it's making more food for yourself. So in that, I wanted to share 2 verses with you first. The first verse is 1 Chronicles 16:34. This one was good. I have 2 really good ones. First one is give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. So I'm going to read that again. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. So like, if you believe what's in the Bible is true, then you believe what this says is saying that his love for you endures forever. He has unconditional love, and it's not just unconditional, it's everlasting. And isn't that like amazing to think? Like, you think you've been in maybe relationships where you loved and then the love went away, or there was a broken relationship and you thought there was love and it wasn't there. And there's lots of instances that, not to get into, but just to understand that God's love is truly the only thing that will last forever. Right? If you think about that, it's the only thing that lasts forever. So we got to have some gratitude for that. At least I do, as a believer, as a Christian, I have that. And if you don't, maybe this is something to think about and to consider, is like, out of all the things, even the love for my family and stuff, there's a love that lasts forever. And that is not, I say I'm going to love my wife forever for as long as I'm on this earth, right? And my children as well. But I would say, to know that somebody loves you doesn't mean that they'll love me forever, right? But God, to know that no matter what I do, no matter the mistakes that I make, no matter the issues and challenges and struggles that I face, he's going to love me, and he's going to love you forever. Now, Psalm 9:1, my next verse, and this is it. This is the last one. And I hope in the time you're watching, hey Briggs, is if you have gratitude, I want to know what your gratitude is. Please put it in. If you haven't put it in yet, I haven't seen that yet. Hey, Dave and Pam, yes, I gave you a little props. So go back and watch just a little one, but I'm going to talk about you later today. So the last verse I have is in Psalms 9:1. This one's so good. I will give thanks to the Lord with all of my heart. I will tell of all your wonderful deeds. And this is something that, and again, gratitude, when you come into your day, and always being thankful, just being thankful for, again, it could be the smallest things, it could be the biggest things, it could be for the friendships that you have with people, is being thankful for the things you have. Make sure that others know it's because of not you. It isn't because of you. The things that you have aren't, yes, you have to make decisions, but the things that we can be grateful for, the things that we can be thankful for, or because God blesses us with those things. And it was really appropriate that my friend Dave and Pam come on. I don't know if it's Dave or Pam, but either one, hey, is that I'm so grateful that God puts us in front of different people, and he gives us encouragement by others. He helps build people up, and he builds like a community of love for other people. And it's pretty amazing that doesn't come from us. That comes from up above. All of the blessings that he bestows, he gives to us, are from above. Whether it's having food on your table, having a roof over your head, having a car to drive to the store, having a store that's open, whether it's having money in your bank account so that you can pay for your mortgage or pay for the things that need to provide for you. Those are all things. Yes, you have to work for those. You have to earn those things, but you think the blessings come from above. All of those things, all of them, not just like a few things, not just like the good things, all of well, good, they're all good if they're all blessings, right? So I'll just say this, is that my day of today and Saturdays is of gratitude. And I want to know, right now, if you haven't yet and you haven't come on, you're going to go back and watch the beginning of this, is to know that if you start your day with this attitude of gratitude, you wake up and feel full. Like it can literally change the course of your day. No matter, it could change you turning off the TV and watching news and doing something that's going to be positive. It could be actually, instead of sitting on the couch, instead of feeling sorry for yourself, it could be getting up and moving forward and taking action on your health. It could be going for a walk. Maybe you've been so scared, so a feeling of fear because you've been listening to and hearing and seeing and allowing the fear just creep into your mind. And I would say it's hard to be grateful for fear. I don't honestly know anyone in my entire life who's grateful for fear, who's grateful for anxiety, who's grateful for stress, who's grateful for bitterness, who's grateful for resentment. I don't know anybody who's grateful for any of those things. I'm not going to ever raise my hand for that. But I can say is that if you are able to get out of that place, and that may require you taking an action step. We talked about stepping on the gas pedal the other day, and it requires action. The only way to get out of this, the only way to have this gratitude, is you actually have to go to it. It doesn't just like, hey, I'm going to wake up, and where's the gratitude? Where's the thankfulness? Like, where is it? It's not over there, not over here. You have to actually go for it. You actually have to go after that. So I can just encourage you that if you realize that God brings us all of those blessings down on us, and I can tell you just in the time of quarantine, I've heard more and more blessings about others and more things. And you're thinking to yourself, what? Wait, there's people dying and all this. Yes, I understand that, right? But also, in my entire life, I know for a fact there's other people dying from obesity and people dying from heart attacks and people dying from the flu, regular flu. There's people dying from old age. There's people dying of birth. There's people dying from cancer. There's people dying from alcohol and addictions. There's people dying all the time, all the time. I don't even think that's just as equally bad as people dying from this COVID-19. Wouldn't you agree? Like, there's people dying, and I can focus on all the people dying out there and all the problems in the world, and I can let that fill my cup. And I can tell you what, that I don't want that cup full. At the end of the day, that's something that I choose not to fill my cup. Now, is it something to be concerned? Yeah. Is it something that you can actually have an impact on? Absolutely. But I would say is, and I'm not grateful for anybody having any of those things, I would say is, but it's not going to run my day. See, the problem is if we allow those things to run our days, then it's going to be very, very hard to have any kind of attitude towards any kind of gratitude, whether it be from God or just from life in general. So does that make sense? So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope this found you well. And here's the only thing I ask in this. This is a daily dose. We are in episode 34. I've done 34 days straight at 8 a.m. There was a couple days at 8:30. So I'm on a leadership board, and I had to do that. I have to do that every second and fourth Thursday, and I give that heads up. But essentially, I'm going to come on here indefinitely. I'm going to just come on here, continue with the 8 a.m. daily dose. I might need to change. I've been told I need to change this into a podcast because it's long. And there's nobody listens longer than like 2 minutes on Facebook or any of those things. And I do see people listening. They tell me, they share with me. And I am just going to tell you that I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. I'm grateful for the time you spent with me. Maybe this is your first time listening to this. Maybe it's your 34th time watching the Daily Dose. And the only thing I ask in return is that you share this with somebody. If I can be encouraging to you, if you found this encouraging, I'm sure there's others who are going to wake up being discouraged. There's going to be others who wake up and they're going to fill their cup with the things that probably won't allow them to have any kind of gratitude in their day. And if I can move and I can help change somebody's direction towards an attitude of discouragement and an attitude of anger and frustration and stress and all those things that can literally be the downfall. I'm going to say this little side note. My wife is a healthcare provider, works in a hospital as a nurse practitioner. She's been in the nursing industry for 20-something years, 25 years. And so she has a bit of experience, right? Just like I do with fitness. And I would say is I can tell you for a fact, she tells me how many people that have stress and have anxiety and have fear, and how so many things are magnified, so many health issues and problems. And she worked in all. She's worked in oncology, women's health, family medicine, and GI. GI, you want to talk about GI right now. GI, a lot of that GI stuff, there's stuff that's uncontrolled, but there's stuff that's caused by stress and anxiety and fear and all those things we talked about. And guess what? There's no gratitude in there. There's no gratitude having to go to the doctor's office, having to see a doctor who's going to tell you, I'm sorry, we're going to need to do this because you have these problems. And you know what? You're all stressed out. And it's one thing to get stressed after the fact of that, but it's just to allow the stress and anxiety and fear and all those things be the cause of it. And unfortunately, that's just what happens. So with that, I hope this message found you well. All I ask is that you share this with one friend. You can share it on your page. Just do like the share button if you want. I know some of you are already doing this and have been watching me, is to go up in the corner and you hit the little 3 buttons, or I even know it comes, and you can receive notifications when I come on live. I don't just do the daily dose. I'm going to be coming on live later. I have an amazing challenge that's coming up. There's a kind of a cash prize. If you're interested in it, check it out. I'm going to be actually launching the app. You're going to be able to apply for it to get in. Not really apply, but you're going to be able to sign up for it. That's what I want to say. This is sign up for my 21-day challenge. And I don't know about you, but if you're interested in potentially winning $1,000 cash, $1,000 cash, you're going to want to stay tuned for that. So you want to put in notifications so you can hear all about it very soon. And listen, thank you so much. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Pam and Dave. Thank you, Cindy. I really, really appreciate you. Yes, for my children, my church, my family, and another beautiful day on this planet. Amen. Thank you so much. Take care and have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll see you.